pagmarcha o pagrampa sa bidawan, ikaw ang bida.
Bidang-bida,
Ikaw ang gustong kasama,
bidang-bida,
tuwing Lunes ng umaga.
bidang-bida,
Halina't manood na
sa bidawan, ikaw ang bida. Bida, bida, bida one. Bida, bida, you're the one. Ano man ang istorya, saan ka man narampa, ikaw ang bida.
Kailangan mo ba ng tulong? Mayroon ka bang mga tanong?
Sa lakbay ni Kay sasamahan, sasagutin mga katanungan.
Ikaw ba ay malikhain, pero medyo mahiyain?
Kami nang bahala sa entablado.
Ilabas mo na ang iyong talento.
Be the one will guide your way. Ikaw ang leading role today.
Sa pagmarcha o pagrampa sa bitawan, ikaw ang bida.
Bidang-bida, ikaw ang gustong kasama. Bidang-bida, tuwing Lunes ng umaga. Bidang-bida, halina't manood na sa bidawan, ikaw ang bida. Bida, bida, bida one. Ha! Hey! Bida, bida, you're the one. Ano man ang istorya, saan ka man narampa, ikaw ang bida. Bida, bida, bida one. Bida, bida, we are one. Sa bawat istorya, we be the one. Ikaw ang bida.
Sana maging tumasyan din ako katulad nila. Ano kayang feeling maglakad sa campus at makita ang Arch of the Centuries? Kaya ko ba talaga to?
UST! Nandito na ako!
Sana tanggapin mo ako, please.
Every Thomasian journey begins with one big step, one that is full of dreams, questions, and mixed with a little bit of nerves. Just like Tammy, who dreams of studying at UST and shouting that iconic, UST! Nandito na ako! Students who are still at the beginning of their march may find themselves excited but unsure of what's next. Hello, Thomasians and aspiring Thomasians! I am your Kikay Campus bestie, Althea Mercado, telling you to get ready for that Thomasian journey and officially be on your march, guiding your steps from within and beyond the arch. In today's episode, we take on one of the first big steps in that journey, the USTET. Ano nga ba ang USTET? Why does it matter? And how does it guide students like Tammy through the arch? And of course, she won't be marching alone. Sino kaya ang trusty guide na magsisilbing kumpanya ni Tammy? Halika at sabay-sabay nating alamin.
Nakalimutan ba ako?
Baka yung permit mo. Importante to.
Yung test permit ko!
Forgetting or overlooking the requirements for applications such as the USTET is a serious oversight. As we saw, missing even one step, ang hassle na nun when it happens to you. Pero buti na lang nandyan si TomTom to guide the way. To provide us with real-life guidance on the important process, we have an important person to explain the purpose of the USTET and how it supports students in successfully completing these critical steps of the admissions process. Please welcome Professor Ryan Francis O. Cayubit. Hello po, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you po for coming here, sir. Good morning. So, how's your day starting off po?
I'm okay naman, thank you.
Good to hear. So, let's start with the basics po, no? Can you explain po what the USTET is and why is it an important part of the UST admissions process?
Okay, well, I think everybody knows that USTET stands for the University of Santo Tomas Entrance Test. Although its more popular version is the college version, I think not everybody knows that we also call USTET. We have the high school version and then the junior high school version. So the USTET is the main tool that the university uses to screen its applicants. We get thousands of applicants every year, and obviously we cannot accept all of them. So we make use of the USTET to screen those who can, as we see, will be able to survive quality education in UST.
Basically, UST or the USTET is what you said, the main tool nga po, no? For me po, ang natatandaan kong experience sa USTET ko, I labeled it as my first main step into officially becoming a Thomasian. Okay, so sa logistics side naman po tayo, no? How does the OFAD handle test venues, building assignments, and campus security during the USTET?
Basically, we coordinate with all the offices in the university. No? So, in the USTET to be administered in UST Manila, we make use of all the buildings. No? And then, at the same time, we coordinate with the security office, and then the security office coordinates with the barangay and the city hall to manage the traffic outside. So the USTET is scheduled every year. So we already pegged it during the months of October, December, January, and February. So you expect the USTET to be held in those months, no, for the next couple of years.
I remember the gates being organized kasi ako po sa ako nag-exam sa St. Raymond. For the preparation part naman po, what do you think, how would the students prepare po for the yung mismong exam day?
Okay. Yung gates muna, no, it's not really by program or by course. No? We usually open buildings that are near the Tanyan Key because the headquarters is the Tanyan Key. And then the gates are assigned, no, according to the buildings that are open. So it will not always follow, for example, that for Asian Studies, it will be in Raymond. And then in terms of the preparation, well, I think those who are wanting to take the USTET, no, just really need to prepare in terms of just go back to what they have studied during senior high school.
Salamat po, Sir Ryan, for sharing that with us. Now that we're clear with OFAD's logistic preparations, let's hear it directly from the students who experienced the USTET themselves.
I chose UST po kasi dahil sa ganda ng credibility ng school and yung environment niya.
I also see UST as a chance to live independently and adapt to a new environment.
UST because it felt closer to the feeling of home for me. So more like the crowd felt closer to familiarity para sa akin.
UST opened its arms to me, allowing me to take the course I wanted. And thank God, I passed.
I was drawn by the people rin. Like, yung environment talaga, feeling ko swak na swak siya sa akin. I feel at home here.
Natatakot at kinakabahan din talaga ako bago mag-step. Pero at the same time, excited kasi UST na yun eh.
So I was really hoping and praying to God na masagutan ko each question as best as I can. And also, ayun, sana makapasa rin ako for USTET.
Ang dami kong nararamdaman bago mag-step. Pagod, gutom, takot. Dahil na rin sa sobrang takot ko, review pa rin ako like an hour before the test.
Honestly, a little anxious kasi di ako nakapag-prepare masyado that time since sumasabay yung finals namin nung senior high school.
I don't feel any pressure at all. Kasi I studied the night before. Yun na yung pinaka-locked in na aral ko among the 4 sets that I took. Nung nandun ako sa room, meron akong parang 2 atang nakausap doon. They were the ones who actually helped me kind of feel at ease. Kaya nawala yung kaba ko.
Sapat na kaya lahat ng nireview ko?
Huwag ka mag-alala, sasamahan kita.
Katulad ni Tammy, marami sa atin ang nagsimula sa tanong na, ano ba talaga ang USTET? As we move forward, we are able to slowly piece together what it is, understanding how it stands as one big stride across the arch and towards our dreams. But knowing what USTET is only answers part of the journey. The next step, diving into the exam scope, as well as the skills it measures. Still here with us is Sir Ryan from the Office for Admissions, who will help us unpack the USTET in detail. Hello po, let's Sir Ryan. So, start po, let's tackle something that many of our viewers are probably curious about. So, for the question po, as courses and programs evolved through the years, nagbabago pa rin po ba yung coverage and subjects ng USTET?
The subjects in the USTET remains basically the same over the years. It's English, math, and science plus the mental ability. The actual coverage may or may not change. It will only change if the curriculum of the DepEd changes, because that is where we base the coverage of the USTET.
I see. So changes may happen in the exam, but I think going back to the basics is still one of the best ways to prepare for the test. And it's also good to see that exam evolves over time, kasi it shows that UST is keeping up with how education is changing and rising up today. Meron pa po bang nadadagdag in terms of the coverage every year, or hindi na po siya nadadagdag?
Well, it really depends on the quality of the questions that we receive. No? So whenever we develop USTET, we get item writers to write the questions. And those questions will cover, for example, in math, basic algebra or calculus or geometry. And then we pilot test all those questions. And then if the questions are good, they become part of the USTET. So it's possible, for example, that for this year, there is algebra, but next year there will be no algebra because no good questions we did not get good questions about algebra.
Okay, so kung naa-add po yun, naa-add din po ba siya or like can we still rely on the review books? Like the, I remember yung mga MSA books, ganun po.
Well, those review books no released by review centers or the things that you can buy outside will still help students in terms of preparing for the test, no, because it practices them no in terms of testmanship, and then at the same time it gives them an idea of what type of questions usually comes out in a college entrance test. But it is really hard to say whether the coverage of the review book would be similar to the coverage of the USTET or for any entrance test for that matter.
Okay, yung question ko po, like sa science part po ng test, what does it cover or how would students prepare for it po, yung science part?
Well, for science, the USTET science subtest usually covers biology, chemistry, physics, and earth science. So we get questions from test writers who are experts in this area.
Okay, experts, you heard it. So next naman po, after science, pag sa English naman po, English.
English, we test reading comprehension and then grammar structure, how you write, and analytical thinking also.
Ano pa po ba yung pwede pang subjects na i-tackle pagkadating dun sa USTET?
Well, aside from the English, math, and science, we also test for mental ability. And then there are certain programs that have or that take extra tests. No? For example, architecture and CFAD, they have drawing tests. And then for programs in AB or Faculty of Arts and Letters, they take an essay test.
Yes, so from that, makikita talaga natin that USTET isn't just about memorizing facts. It really challenges the way students think and approach problems. Ngayon, pakinggan naman natin ang kwento ng ating Thomasians on their experience during their USTET.
Of course, math talaga pinakamahirap para sa akin eh. Medyo nakakabigla lang din yung mga lumabas sa coverage para sa math portion kasi nga hindi kami masyadong nahasa sa math nung senior high school.
Yung math. So, knowing na I came from the Hume strand, we weren't really given the chance na makapag-focus on like mathematical subjects such as calculus.
Controversial take, I'd also say mental ability, specifically dun sa mga folding ng shapes portion. Siguro kung pwede lang talagang maggunting ng shapes, ginawa ko na just to recreate yung shapes sa questionnaire.
Actually, math. Pero kasi personally, hindi kasi ako magaling when it comes to numbers. Kaya doon ako mismo pinaka-nahirapan.
Math kasi basic algebra lang talaga yung alam ko. Sa mental ability, it's a little confusing kasi syempre, alam mo yun, may visuals ka. So para kailangan mo ganun talaga. So, yun lang.
Sa English, puro vocabulary, reading comprehension, and grammar na yung mga lumabas.
Sa math, calculus, trigonometry, and algebra, since nagkapag-apply ako for an AB program and requirement siya ng isang course, meron kaming sinagot na essay part.
Sa science portion, had general science, earth science, chemistry, physics, tapos general biology. Sa mental ability, it included pattern recognition, logic, probability, and abstract reasoning.
Sa English, reading comprehension, may reading comprehensions. Meron ding synonyms and antonyms. Meron din identify the wrong grammar sa sentence.
These are relationships built on trust, nurtured with care, and strengthened by our shared commitment to brighter futures, all while observing good corporate governance and maintaining a workplace where people shine brighter, allowing us to earn the Filipinos' trust and secure the #1 position in the industry. Beyond business, we also bring light where it's needed most through sustainable programs in education, health, and the environment for the wider community. It's not just a promise we make, it's a promise we will fulfill, just as we always have. 130 years behind us and a hopeful future ahead. Brighter together with you.
pumasa. Kailangan ko ng backup.
Makakapasa ka. Tiwala lang.
Tammy's test is over. Now, she faces the part we've all been through, the waiting game. To help ease the nerves and guide students through this next step, Sir Ryan from the Office for Admissions is still here with us. Together, let's find out what to expect during this period. Hello po, sir.
Hello.
Okay, so, for a lot of students, passing the USTET and entering UST is one big milestone. Sir Ryan, when students access the portal, ano po ba yung possible results na pwede nila makita? Can you walk us through these results po?
Okay, so possible USTET results would include qualified or the applicant was able to meet the cutoff score, waitlisted for second screening, or did not meet cutoff scores. So for qualified, obviously, you met the cutoff scores of your desired priority program, not the alternative, priority. When you meet the cutoff score of your priority program, we do not compute or process your alternative program anymore. Because the idea is that is the program that you really want. Kaya nga siya priority. And then the second type of result is waitlisted. Ito yung merong parang misconception. So a lot of people think na pag waitlisted ka, parang hindi ka pumasa, but that's not the case. If you get a result that says waitlisted, it also means that you met the cutoff score. The only difference is there are no more slots left. No, that's why you are waitlisted. And then for second screening, you also met the cutoff score, but the program that you chose requires a second screening, usually an interview. And then if you did not meet the cutoff score, well, obviously you did not meet the cutoff score for your particular program, so you're not going to get into that program. But it is also possible that you met the cutoff scores of other programs.
I see po. If an applicant doesn't qualify right away, what are the other possible options?
So if an applicant did not meet the cutoff score of his chosen priority program, we process the alternative program. So it's possible that you will meet the cutoff score of the alternative program. In the event that an applicant does not meet the cutoff score of the alternative program also, that particular applicant needs to wait for what we call the academic placement. In the academic placement, we reprocess the USTET scores of all applicants who did not meet the cutoff score and check whether their scores would meet the cutoff scores of other programs. And then we offer the other programs to them. Baka mamaya gusto nila mag-change ng program.
Oh, okay. For those who didn't get the results they were hoping for, what advice would you like to give them?
Well, definitely not passing an exam or the USTET will be frustrating on the part of the applicant. My advice is to look at it in a different angle or a different light. It doesn't mean that your life is over just because you will not be able to get into UST. There are other schools or other universities out there that could probably be more matched to your skill or your knowledge or to your program of choice. No? So there are other options also. Although UST is really your number one choice, for example, but if you did not really pass or you're not selected, maybe UST is not meant for you. So, but it doesn't mean that you're gonna stop studying, for example. No? So just look for other universities, no, that are more matched to your skills.
So in a general sense, life is all about moving forward. So whatever results we got, ang nagmamatter talaga in the long run is focusing on the next steps, especially the things we can control and what we can do next. And that also applies here. The disappointment is valid, but remember, iba-iba tayo ng pacing, and again, that's okay. Maraming salamat po, Professor Ryan, for marching us all through those details and for reminding us that the path towards the arch isn't a linear process, but one that is shaped by every step along the way. But of course, hearing it from the Office for Admissions is just one side of the story. Let's see what it's like for students who have actually been through this waiting game. Check out the inspiring stories of those who faced setbacks, kept marching, and finally became Thomasians.
It's like a PBB eviction.
Because people fear uncertainty. It's like the same way we fear the dark, and when you can't make out or grasp what's in front of you, either you sit with the discomfort or you flail your arms about because you'd like to be prepared for what you're about to discover.
It felt agonizing because you can't do anything but hope for the best.
I agree with that kasi taking an entrance exam in any school is that intense. It's the first real thing we've ever focused our hearts and minds on.
Grabe yung tagal ng oras habang iniintay ko yung mag-load yung result ko. Pag-load, biglang lumabas, di daw pala na-meet yung cut-off score. Siyempre ako, nalungkot naman. Pero di ko kagad na ipakita kasi sobrang saya ng friends ko, ganon. Tas ako biglang magpapababa ng mood.
Nakita ko na waitlisted pala ako sa priority program ko, which is legal management. Napaiyak ako. So umabot sa point na every week, lagi kong tinitingnan yung portal. Then nung may lumabas na result sa June, natanggap ako doon sa aking secondary or yung alternative program ko, which is history. At least nakapasa ako sa USTET.
When the results came out, I was waitlisted. After some weeks, I finally got the letter na I was accepted. But during those times na inaantay ko pa rin, sobrang nag-overthink na ako na baka my scores weren't good enough. I eventually moved forward through venting out to my friends and family.
I was 1 point away from passing kaya I felt sad. Pero hindi ako nagpatalo. Gusto ko talagang makapag-aral sa magandang school. So, nag-apply ako for consideration.
Naririnig ko yung parang mga sigawan nila kasi okay, nakapasa sila. Tapos, I had to take a second look sa results ko kasi parang, okay, may red. Bakit may red? I felt like crying talaga. Pero, na-realize ko na I shouldn't give up. Kasi, here I am now. I'm in UST and I'm really happy that I fought for my spot here.
Experience MaxiCare Primary Care Clinics today. MaxiCare Primary Care Clinic, a relaxing healthcare experience. Visit MaxiCare Primary Care Clinics at these locations. Or visit our website at www.maxicare.com.ph for updates. Scan the QR code to view the complete list of MaxiCare Primary Care Clinics. MaxiCare. Live your best life.
Special thanks to our sponsors. Visual Magic Post, Digis by D, Camp Boa, Brood Pinoval. Once again, thank you to our sponsors.
Mag-aral ng mabuti for the test and take as many college entrance exams as you can para sure na may mapapasukan for college.
Prepare as much as you can. Don't let fear consume you.
I would advise them not to make decisions na afterthought lang. Make sure na when moving forward, you really want to study in UST or kahit sa ibang universities pa yan. You always have to tell yourself na kaya mo. Kasi ikaw lang naman magdadala sa sarili mo hanggang dulo.
There were some things na hindi talaga expected, kaya prepare thoroughly.
Focus on the things that you already know. I feel like what's most important is the knowledge that you carry sa utak mo versus yung knowledge na wala ka pa. So, yun lang talaga.
Hala! Ngayon nga pala yung results! Bubuksan ko ba? Kinakabahan ako. Qualified. Thomasian na ako?
moment to celebrate. Seeing Tammy check her USTET results and imagine all those fun events and activities awaiting her as she enters the arch definitely brings us back to our freshy selves, full of excitement and big dreams. Recalling those days sure puts a certain song to mind, something that sounds like... And as we celebrate this milestone, we'd also like to thank the partners who helped make this episode possible. MaxiCare Healthcare Corporation. MaxiCare, live your best life. Sun Life Financial Incorporation. Life's brighter under the sun. 933 Creatives. Live your work style. Amihan Heights. Elevate your escape. Visual Magic Post Corporation, a visual effects post-production house. Maraming salamat po! Speaking of new beginnings, passing the USTET is just one milestone, but it's a step that leads to new experiences, new friendships, and countless memories waiting to be made. Once again, I am your Kikay Campus bestie, Althea Mercado, reminding our aspiring Thomasians to keep marching forward, enjoy every step, and let the roar begin. This has been On Your March, the show that guides your steps from, within, and beyond the arch.